This is a Christmas poem. It's called Last Christmas I Gave You My Fart, and it's really about every Christmas you've ever known. 'Twas Christmas Eve in an unsnowy street, and the kids did play and shout, while carolers sang on the doorsteps of people pretending to be out. The revellers headed for pubs and bars, each jolly lad and lass, to drink away the whole evening with an extra drop at midnight mass. In bedrooms the children were hoping for presents the best ever had, and that Santa would fill up their stockings, though most of them knew it was Dad. In the morning they all woke up early, bouncing and shouting, "He's been!" A magical sight if your child is just 6, but less so if he's nearly 19. Next, the parcels were opened with a groan when the gift was socks, but dolls and spacecraft were welcomed, mainly for the cardboard box. The adults' gifts were under the tree, 5 presents each, but who's counting? Firstly, they had to be found and dug out from beneath a pine needle mountain. Then each was shared around the room, half of them still with the price on. Mum wanted something romantic this year, but Dad had bought her a Dyson. Next it was off to the kitchen. The turkey had roasted for days. Time to put shed loads of sprouts on for that post-lunch farty haze. Some breast, a leg, some pigs in blankets, some stuffing with cranberries and pecans, a fine festive feast for the carnivore throng, and a small holly twig for the vegans. Plenty of wine to wash it all down, then after the main course, the pud. But Dad couldn't find the brandy to light, and he thought that lighter fuel was as good. There followed an indoor firework display as the flames lit up Dad's party hat, then quickly engulfed the table decorations and finally flambéed the cat. Thankfully, a fire extinguisher was there to save the day, and it sprayed white foam around the place in a snowy, Christmassy way. After the meal, there was top of the pops, though half of the family was snoring. Then the other half dozed off, 'cause the Queen's speech was so boring. Later some more friends and family arrived. Uncle Joe had some mistletoe in hand, a chance for a kiss with that fit girl next door, but more often a snog with your gran. At tea time there was leftover turkey, served up in a dozen different guises. There were jokes about pulling a cracker, bad riddles, and even worse prizes. Then it was time to play games, with stomachs all bursting once more. Perhaps not the best time for Twister, with giggles and gases galore. Trivial Pursuit was less volatile, but the rules took 2 hours to explain. Then some charades with a James Bond theme, where no one could guess the right name. Thunderball seemed more like Blunderball. Dr. No was Dr. I don't know. Diamonds Are Forever took forever. And Live and Let Die was lived out blow by blow. But that was because a fight had broken out. An evening swilling eggnog was kicking in. The usual Christmas family feud had flared up, this time about who'd stolen all the gin. Bitter words were bandied, grudges aired. "You've drunk the lot, not me, it must be you." Then, thankfully, the argument was settled when the dog was found unconscious in the loo. All were friends again, but soon to part, as the clock struck 12 and Christmas Day was done. No frankincense or gold or myrrh or donkeys, just the usual mix of fighting, farts and fun. The coats were found, and then the guests were leaving, singing songs and quoting Christmas rhyme. Chestnuts roasting, Silent Night, White Christmas, and the 15th version of Mistletoe and Wine. Off down the road they made their merry way, drinking still and telling jolly tales. They'd do it all again on Boxing Day, or perhaps just buy some rennies in the sales.